Ford Field in Detroit. It's Week 14 of the NFL on EA Sports.
First opened in 2002, there's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. Today, it's a Week 14 matchup that should be a good one between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Detroit Lions.
Here goes the line! White 20! Turbo set!
First carry for DeAndre Swift. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
He was brought down.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 13 carries, 57 yards.
And to me, the goal is the exact same thing as last week. Get him the ball early and often. I think he's got another big game in him in this one.
Turbo set!
On 2nd and 9, Goff. Looking left sideline, incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one come pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
Throwing on 3rd, Goff. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Javon Hargrave in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
The visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. Call that a 45-yard punt, just 2 yards there on the return. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. Philly's offense getting ready, and Jalen Hurts ready to lead them. The second-round pick who started his career at Alabama, then finished with an electric senior season at Oklahoma.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stand an even keel. Doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
At the 38-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Hey, smash Bronco! Ready!
And that one goes for about 6 as he's taken down just shy of the 45.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. I don't think there's anyone who could possibly doubt how fast he could run on the open field. But if there were, he silenced those thoughts there.
Street!
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
The ball carrier.
The numbers for Sanders last week, 17 carries, 66 yards, and a touchdown.
Are we playing old school football now? We've got the top 10 rusher in the league. He's sitting at number 10, but he has a chance to move up with a big-time game. So expect that offensive line every time they go to the bench and tell the offensive coordinator,
let's go now.
Let's run the football.
80.
The
last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. From the gun, it's Hurts. Quick hitter here, it's complete.
Pass.
8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes and they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air, and sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten gotten that stop there, but
Let's go.
a new set of downs.
And with a new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing. Right now, everyone's looking at the offense and saying they've got the advantage. The best defenses just say, okay, new set of downs gives us another chance to make a play ourselves and maybe change things up.
And they'll get this down to the 10. The Eagle passing game looking good on this drive. It's a first down.
It's a gain of 10. And an Eagle first down.
Go. Ready, go.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Panther Street. Panthers. Hut.
It's a 2nd down run with Sanders. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Miles Sanders, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Eagles have taken the early lead. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And this carries into the end zone. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. Back onto the field come the Lions for their 2nd overall drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll check on his status when we get back. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. They'll run here with Swift. 7 yards there and a first down.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy's setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
Here we go tonight. 180. Turbo set.
They'll fake the give. Now Goff. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Set. Turbo set.
On first down, it's gone. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Out of the gun. Gone. He's going to get that to Swift underneath. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 12 yards there and a first down.
Well, they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another first down. They've got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
On first and 10, it's Swift. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
What's that? What's that?
Goal. And And that'll be incomplete. Tyrell Williams was the intended target, but now it'll be third down.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just scared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
Off play action. Here's Goff. He'll get this to Lazard. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. What a methodical drive this is turning out to be. That time 9 yards, and the sticks move again. Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defensive side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense happy. They're able to get a little more rest over on the sidelines while this one continues downfield.
What's up?
They'll run on first down. Swift, and he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Pass incomplete.
Thrown to the sideline and incomplete. Brings up third down.
To the line, facing a 3rd and 7, following the incompletion on second down. Here's Goff. That's complete to DeAndre Swift out of the backfield. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
Makes the score Eagles 7, Lions 3.
So a dozen plays on that drive, CD, but in the end, it yields just the 3 points.
Well, they were able to keep the defense on the field for a long time, but let's be honest about it. That was about as unsatisfying a drive as you're going to get. 12 plays, and you only get 3 points out of it. Not quite the ending they were looking for.
Prime time, baby.
50. Still going inside the 30. And they are not going to catch him. He's in. I know a lot of special teams coaches, they just want to keep it away from him because that's what he can do.
And others have egos that their players can't keep up with. And they say, challenge him, kick it to him. The way he runs as fast as he is, I wouldn't challenge him at all. I'd do everything possible to keep it away.
He is just a blur when he gets a full head of steam, and he got a full head of steam there. After one, a 14-3 ball game.
Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
Elliott now to kick this one away. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And we will not see an attempt to match that return touchdown, as this will be a touchback and bring it out to the 25. The Lions offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. They trail now 14-3, an 11-point deficit as they start things out with a 1st and 10.
What's up? What's that?
From the gun, here's Goff. And Josh Hill has it. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. 7 yards, the pickup there.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here. And if it's a run play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs. Run some plays, run some clock. Allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just give up a score.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the side, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
What's that?
Goff on 1st down. Open man, he's got him, the tight end Hockenson. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 1st down Detroit, 16 yards on the pickup.
Nice job there of utilizing his big target. He didn't overthink it. Understands the catch radius, understands that he knows how to use his body to keep defenders away from the ball, and puts it right out there for the nice pickup.
On first down, Swift. Oh, he's got some breathing room. Touchdown, Detroit. DeAndre Swift, his second touchdown on the season. And the Lions have got it back to a one-score game. I think it's fair to say there's nothing that gets a crowd to its feet quite like a big play, and that was something special there. Boy, was he moving.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
And if you look at the next-gen stats, you'll see that he topped out at an even 21 miles an hour. Extra point by Gay is up and good, and that makes it a 14-10 ball game. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
The Eagles take over first and 10 at their own 27-yard
So
line.
back onto the field, here come the Eagles for their second drive. These two teams trading touchdowns here in what has been a back-and-forth first half.
And ordinarily, we're trying to figure out how to break out of a stalemate. Here, you're trying to figure out if you can slow someone down while continuing your breakneck pace on offense. I know one thing. The people in the crowd, they're getting their money's worth right now.
And the fantasy owners like it.
Oh, without a doubt. They're just tallying them up, aren't they?
They're watching this game. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Give them 14 on that one and a first down.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
60 Maverick, 6.
They'll run on first down. Sanders. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line.
The ball carrier.
A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Check, Bobcat, check, Bobcat. Set, hut, hut.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. For the Lions, an extra DB in the game now here on third down.
Right there, let's go.
They'll try and run for it with Sanders. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for an Eagle first down.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And then the next breath they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there.
It's important to do, especially early in the game like they have.
Ready, hut.
On first and 10, it's Hurts. He's going to drop this down to Sanders. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Ready, go.
Now they try the right side here. And a pretty good run as he'll get this down close to a first at the Lions 31. After a gain of 5, they'll wind up being about a length of the football short here on third down.
And inches.
Here we go, shot. Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Hurt, hurt. Hut.
Sanders here as they run out of the gun. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line.
On the stop.
Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and it's going to yield a new set of downs. So first and 10 now from the 30.
Ready, ready.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. And his throw is incomplete. Zach Pascal, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up second down.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Flushed out right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Trey Flowers able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Another Texas start to have a good drive, quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Throwing is Hurts. Open man, it's Rager. He's got it. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. The defense shaking their heads, not aggressive enough, and they allow him to convert a 3rd and 18. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Sanders toss left side. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16.
Defense. We can't have that.
Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that flag was coming.
Let's go now.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
Take go.
Hurts sets up to throw it. Toward the pylon, caught. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Dallas Goedert, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Eagles able to push further out in front.
A good tight end is a heck of a weapon for any quarterback, especially when you're able to create some mismatches. Sometimes they work against a linebacker, sometimes they work against a smaller defensive back. But when they find it, they go to it, and it often results in touchdowns.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Fielded in the end zone. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
And Detroit getting set to go now. After the long touchdown drive we just saw, you wonder if maybe that's taken a little of the wind out of this offense, because they had it going pretty good last time, too.
Had to sit over there for a little while, didn't they? You know, they were eager, amped up to get back on the field after just scoring, hoping to get the ball back quickly. That didn't happen, so I'd say come out, just kind of get started again. You know, doesn't have to be anything dramatic. Just get moving, get loose again, and see if they can get it downfield. Park, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
The throw complete here to Williams. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. Give him 14 on that one and a 1st down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open, just a little underneath him, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call.
Offense. Come on, you serious?
So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
Come on! White 20! Turbo set!
They run out of the gun with Swift. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. Anytime they hand the ball to him back.
2nd down at the 46-yard line.
Now on 2nd and 13. Goff. That's complete to Swift out of the backfield. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. He'll find Swift out of the backfield. And he's got this down to the 35. 1st down Lions on a pickup of 13.
That was just a good example of taking what the defense gave him. No one opened downfield, knew where his safety valve was, swung it out to him. He gets upfield and picks up the 1st down.
180!
All the way around.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Rick.
The hit comes late. We saw it. There's your flag.
And we know that there's a guideline, right? Ball ball's gone. You get one step. If you're within one step of the quarterback, you can hit him as long as it's still done legally. But anything outside of that, looks like an extra step was involved.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. From the red zone now. Gone. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15. And a look now at Goff as he remains down and shaken up apparently. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. He's got the hook up to Lazard. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Sets him up nicely. 1st and goal. It was a pickup of 14. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
They'll run with Swift. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. DeAndre Swift. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Lions able to get this back within a touchdown.
I think everyone in the league talks about finishing, don't they? Doesn't matter whether it's a quarter, a half, a game, a series, whatever. But they're finishing the first half in fine style, putting that one in the end zone.
They did. They didn't leave much time on the clock either. Well done. The lead cut to just 4 as they kick it away and turn things over to their D. Taken in at the 3. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20.
Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Now back to work for Miles Sanders in the Philly offense. And he's closing in on that number that all running backs circled beginning of the year, the number 1,000. Could do it on this drive.
And you have to think to yourself that this moment, getting to this spot, it started in the offseason, right? Not just the workouts, right? Not just getting yourself physically prepared to play, but mentally, as well as your team, as well as your unit, head coach, offensive coordinator. We run the football. We give you opportunities. He's taking advantage of it.
And when you get this close to the mark, you just hope things don't tighten up, right? You probably want to get there and get it in your rearview mirror.
You really do, don't you? Because now it becomes predominant, and you wonder about play calling as well. Do you want to call plays to get that out of the way, or are you still calling plays to win the game first? That becomes the burden of the play caller.
Cougar 19!
2nd down. Here's Hurts. Wide open receiver complete. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A big play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Eagles add 6 to their lead.
That's certainly an important score right there because they gave themselves a 2-score cushion heading towards halftime. Now you got to force the other team out of their comfort zone, and it changes the way you approach the second half as well. How you want to do things on offense, and your defense feels much better too, having that lead.
Fielded near the back of the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half.
Go,
They'll from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. A shotgun snap for Goff. That's complete to Lazard. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Maverick.
Here's Goff. Got his man. That's Tyrell Williams. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 1st down, Detroit. 16 yards on the pickup. That is catch number 300 now for his NFL career.
180.
On 1st down, it's gone. Catch is made by Hawkinson, the tight end. And he's got this down a yard or two shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
3 brings up 2nd and 7.
So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. This will be spotted just shy of midfield, a 59-yard attempt. And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good. There you have it. Halftime quickly over. 3rd quarter, here we go. So the Eagles with the lead, and they're going to get this football first as the 3rd quarter gets underway. Fielded just outside the goal line. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They built a good 1st half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the 2nd half. Nice 1st half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the 2nd half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Call it an 8-yard gain, much better shape now on 3rd and just a yard.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
That's a tremendous group effort there because when you talk about offensive lines, the best ones, talk about guys that play in harmony, in sync, and getting things done, and they did that on that play.
Yeah, especially on 3rd and 1. Got to be in sync, and they were. On 1st down, it's Sanders. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. Tracy Walker in on the tackle.
That was a particularly nice play because not only was it his job to force the play inside, he was actually able to fold inside himself and make the tackle ultimately. Very nicely done.
And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
From the gun, it's Hurts. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free. And it brings up 4th down.
Normally being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch, take the hit, and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really well and popped it free from his grasp.
That'll go as a punt of 42, 7 on the return. And the Lions will take over. So we get a look at the Lions offense as they get ready for their first possession of the 2nd half. And Charles, they trail by a couple of scores, but if they could put a good drive together here, it'd go a long way toward getting them back in this football game.
And if you're looking at a checklist of things that they need to do in the 2nd half, job number 1 was getting a stop, wasn't it? So big check right there. Now they want to see if their offense can build on that momentum. As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Throwing on 2nd down. Goff, incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's a perfect word for it. Precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line.
A loss
It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Well, you can see what they wanted to do. They wanted to set up the screen there, but it got blown up.
It's hard to run that play if you're not getting a lot of pressure at the quarterback because the space doesn't open up. They were able to read that one and slow it down and stop it before they could get a 1st down.
And take it right on the 30. That'll go as a 46-yard punt with a return of 7. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you can tend to play the field position game.
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself. I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a 1st down.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the 1st down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
Ready.
They'll throw on 1st down with Hurts. A good throw here, finding Pascal. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside.
Here we go.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Go.
Here's Hurts to throw. Flush to his right, and now he's going to use his legs. Hurts dangerous when he runs that football. He's got a 1st.
13 yards.
That's something we have not seen him do to this point, and that's take the ball, tuck it, and run.
Exactly right. His 1st carry of the game. I guess he picked a good time to do it.
He certainly did. Not only did he have the element of surprise, he's making sure he's judicious in taking off.
Play action. Here's Hurts. This ball complete to Rager. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. A really good pickup of 28 yards. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving.
Set. Cowboy 80. Street. Hut.
They'll run with Sanders. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Miles Sanders, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Eagles add on to their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical, that's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Taken in the end zone. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
25-yard line.
Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Like 20.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
They go over the middle, and it's complete to start the drive. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
On the pickup.
One of the selling points of the game is it gives the quarterback a really nice sight line to his receiver and almost on a direct shot, able to throw the ball to the middle of the field and have a great chance of success as they did on that play.
Expect this from the visiting team when playing indoors, but not the home team.
They're supposed to get all the advantages, right? The home crowd's supposed to help them. They forgot where they were, perhaps.
Now a play fake, and it's gone. And it's caught. The tight end Hill. And they'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That one good for 26 and a first down.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football. Right now, I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
Fletcher Cox there for the tackle.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
From the 45 on second down, Goff, his throw incomplete.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there.
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And fourth down now coming up.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
At their own 13-yard line.
Jalen Hurts in this offense trotting back out. He's played well. Good first half. He's continued that here in the third quarter. But my question, when you're a head coach, what do you look at stat line-wise for your quarter? Do you go right to turnovers?
You really do. As much as coaches don't want to talk about that, that's where it starts. When I played in college, our first rule for every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. And that's kind of how they judge you. Do you take care of the ball, not turn it over, keep it in the proper hands, and give your team a chance to win?
That's what he's done here in this one so far. And a short 3-yard pickup gets him up to the 15.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
Hurts. Eluding the pressure right. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
So possession goes over here on the punt, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Detroit's offense ready to take over. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punt doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
What's that?
Looking to throw again on second down. Goff. He'll get this to Lazard. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for them. Worked it to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion.
What's that?
On first down, Goff. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete.
Goff's pass incomplete on the throwaway. It's second down and 10.
So second and 10 now here in the third quarter from Detroit.
What's that?
Throwing again is Goff. Open man, he's got him, the tight end Hockenson. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A gain of 13, it's a first down.
First and 10.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a first and 10 at the 38. Back now at Ford Field. It's the Lions trailing, but with possession of the football as we get set to bring you the fourth quarter. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Goff throwing again. Going to throw right side here. Complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Another nice gain. 16 yards there and a 1st down again.
20.
1st and 10 at the 22-yard line.
Again, Goff. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
2nd and 10. Goff again. And this is going to be incomplete.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
Gay's kick is good, and that'll get the deficit down to 15.
Makes the score Eagles 35, Lions 20.
Well, with that field goal, you can argue they needed to get back within 2 scores, and they did indeed do that, but still a pretty uphill battle.
Still going to take 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns to get back into it. And as you and I know, that's a tall order against any NFL defense. They're going to need their own defense to make some plays as well to give them an opportunity.
The Eagles just about set to go to work on offense. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking 1st downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, 1st downs, they can't touch the ball.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
2nd and 3.
Ready up! Ready!
They'll go again with Sanders. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
14 yards there and an Eagle 1st down. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point in the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. Romeo Okwara with a big-time sack on 3rd down. It's a loss of 7. Boy, he came in off the edge so quickly there.
Look out, because that's exactly what it was being shouted by the offensive lineman to his quarterback because he had no chance to block him.
And good hustle here as this is going to be blown dead right at the 9-yard line.
Absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air, and that allows their punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
The Lions offense heading out as we give you a look at the playoff race coming into the weekend in the NFC. And I tell you, 4 weeks still to go, and everything is wide open, and it's fun.
And I know we always talk about, well, if the playoffs were to begin today, and then we kind of go, okay, but they're not. Let's see how it plays out. Wouldn't it be fun to play with this playoff lineup right now? Because to me, just about anyone can win this whole thing out of this grouping we currently have. And by the time we get there, it may look entirely different.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. Here's Goff. They'll try and set up the screen to Swift. And he'll be out of bounds right around the 20. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Fourth quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this. So a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Save it for the second touchdown. You can have the first one for the second one to even matter.
Looking middle, and that's complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 15 yards there on the play as they try to chip away at this 15-point deficit. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. To the air again. Gone. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores. They really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And he has another first down as he'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 39. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward.
Come on! 180! What's that? Turbo, set!
Goff on first down. He's airing it out for Williams. And he's got his man. It's caught for the Lion touchdown. Tyrell Williams, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Lions are able to cut into this lead. When you think of guys that are built to be big-arm quarterbacks, Jared Goff, he fits that mold, and he showed it off right there.
And I'm telling you, nothing will light up a crowd more than a play like that. Here in the stadium, all eyes were on the receiver streaking downfield, and you know everyone was thinking, throw it, he's open. What a connection there for the touchdown.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard.
Philadelphia getting set to take the field. After the touchdown we just saw, we have a brand new ball game. And now look at the situation. You got plenty of time on the clock. Defensively, they have 3 timeouts. So do you run the football here or do you throw it?
I think you have that full conversation with your offensive unit, and you tell them, here's the situation. They've got all their timeouts, so we are not going to play this conservatively. We've got to attack them. We've got to make them use those, gain the ground that we need in order to put this game away. If you think we're just going to run it 3 times and punt it, you got another thing coming.
Yeah, and by the way, also the 2-minute warning in place, so essentially 4 timeouts left.
They have to be aggressive here.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. On the counter now, it's Sanders. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation.
3rd down.
So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. Now, this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here.
Ready!
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. He's got his man on the crossing route. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Go!
Shotgun snap, and it begins to Sanders. Whistles now and a timeout. So defensively, they burn it here with 1:51 left.
Ready!
So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. Another run here with Sanders. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. The Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. And they'll indeed take a knee.
Here we go, here we go. 70 Timberwolves. Check go.
The Eagles in the victory formation as they take a knee.
Okay,
A
ready?
long way to go here on third down for the 8th play of the drive.
Ready?
Hurts down to one knee, and that should just about do it.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right? Just us against the
Here we
world
go.
and get it
Hawk
done.
70, Hawk 70.
Happy are they.
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something. And they did in this one. So it's a victory here for the Philadelphia Eagles. And you look back over the score sheet, interesting. A very clean game, no turnovers by either side.
An absolute rarity when we watch games now because defenses have put such an emphasis on taking the ball away. Well, what we saw here was offenses spending their time saying, look, you know they're coming for it. Ball security is paramount. So they worked on that, not just a week of practice, but I'm sure all during training camp. Make sure when you have it, tuck it away because danger lurks everywhere you turn.
So for the Eagles, it's an important win for their playoff hopes as they move to 8-5. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Dallas Cowboys. Meanwhile, for the Lions, any slim hopes they had